your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Well, tracking some storms in the eastern fringes of the viewing area at the moment. Right now in Roanoke, it is completely dry, just a mix of sun and clouds overhead, maybe a little bit of blue sky kind of mixing through. This is the view of Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport on our Skycam over that way. You can see all the showers and storms have really stayed off to the east so far, but that's not necessarily going to be the case through this evening. The coverage of those showers and storms expected to increase. I do want to zoom in on one storm that is affecting our viewing area. So this is in southeastern Halifax County. This one moving to the south at about 30 miles per hour. This one potentially producing 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as pea-sized hail. You can see the dark reds indicating some big downpours, and I have been noticing some lightning showing up from time to time with this storm. So if you live in Virgilina, you're going to likely see this in the next few minutes, and eventually this is going to move out of the viewing area and into North Carolina. So here's the next 12 hours as far as the rain and storm chances are concerned. They're still pretty low at the moment, but we are going to see those increase to about 60% by, say, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Eventually overnight tonight, we start to see the chance for rain come down again, and it looks like we're going to be mainly dry on Thursday. Any of those storms that do develop are likely going to strengthen. There is the severe thunderstorm watch I showed you a little bit earlier in the show until 10 p.m. for those eastern areas, and primary threat with any of the storms that do strengthen would be wind damage. We are looking out for the possibility for localized flooding as well as large hail. One of the threats we can completely rule out is an isolated tornado because it just doesn't look like we have enough spin with any of those storms over the next few hours, so that is some good news. Of course, it was hot again today, 95 the high in Roanoke, so we were well above the 90-degree mark. That was the 13th such time we've done so in 2022. That is the most since 1957, so 65 years of history for you today. Still at 95 in Roanoke. Lynchburg coming in 94, matching Danville as well as South Boston. You can see that hot temperature in South Boston, part of the reason that storm in Halifax County is strengthening at the moment. Not quite as hot if you live over in the New River Valley. Those temperatures in the middle 80s. The Salem Red Sox are scheduled to play a game at 7:05. Of course, they're going to be watching the radar very closely for any potential storms that do pop up. 87 the forecast temperature at first pitch, dropping down to about 80 degrees by the end of that game. The storm's mainly going to be during the evening. I think much of the overnight could be pretty dry. Mainly after midnight is when we start to dry out. Our temperatures are going to be pretty warm overnight tonight. Looks like our lows down into the 60s to close to 70 degrees in Roanoke. I don't believe we're quite as hot on Thursday, so just a high of 88 degrees. We're likely to avoid the 90-degree mark across a lot of the area. Can't completely rule out a shower as we go into the afternoon, but again, the chance is not nearly as high as what we have for today. So here's a look at what we're tracking, our weather headlines. Those storms are certainly something we need to keep our eye on. We're going to be mainly dry through Thursday, Friday, also not as hot. And then going into the weekend, there's going to be some small rain chances in our forecast, but the highest rain chance over the next 7 days is going to be coming in on Monday. We're already going to be able to see that big front out to the west on Saturday as that progresses to the east over the course of the weekend. Some small shower and storm chances on both Saturday and Sunday, but you can see the really dark green starting to show up on Monday, indicating a pretty good chance of rain as we kick off next work week. I also think the temperatures are going to be cooling down, possibility of just the 70s and 80s on Monday, and we're going to have plenty of clouds around. So, of course, we'll fine-tune that forecast as Monday gets a little bit closer. All right, here's the next 24 hours, some evening storms, and then cooler tomorrow, a high of 88 with mainly dry conditions. Your extended forecast featuring not too bad weather on Friday, maybe some isolated storms over the weekend. Again, the wettest day of the next 7 will come in on Monday. Something to watch with the storms as we go through the next few hours, guys, is they're going to be producing a lot of lightning. So